is where was this team against South Florida? Because this did not look like the same team. Like Lagway looked way better. The defense looked way better. No one thought that they were going to beat Texas.
Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm John Barbin. With me is Jeff Dover. Let's talk football.
We're a couple of average football fans that watch call in the NFL. We hope we earn your like and subscribe today. This is our review of the Florida-Texas game. What are your initial thoughts?
Billy Napier is good at not getting fired.
He's amazing at it. Like one of the best.
I mean, Jesus, is this going to be just like last season where they get off to a terrible start, then they start beating top SEC teams, and then we don't know what to make of it, and then he wins just enough games that the administration would be crazy to fire him?
Yeah, it's really frustrating, to be honest. As a Florida fan, it's really frustrating because that was my first line in this game on my notes is where was this team against South Florida? Because this did not look like the same team. Like Lagway looked way better. The defense looked way better. No one thought that they were going to beat Texas going into this, and it's just frustrating because this is what we thought at the beginning of the season. We did some crazy early predictions, and we had Lagway for Heisman and things like that. But this is what if he played like this every game, then that would be a realistic bet right now.
Yeah, I bet on him, and this is what I was betting on, this performance, not the garbage we've seen so far.
No.
My only thought is, was he injured before, and we didn't know about it? Because he was super efficient, too. Lagway went 21 for 28, 298, a TD. Yeah, he had a pick, but he was in control of the offense. He was doing sidearm stuff, and he just looked good. He looked like the Lagway from last year that went 6-0 on the games that he started and finished. This is what I thought we were getting this year.
Yeah, me too. And the other note I had here is we talked about this last week with the Kansas City Chiefs game. Go back and watch that review if you haven't done that already. But we said that when Worthy was out, it really seemed to affect them more than we anticipated. And then with him back, it makes everything work better because your number 2 receiver is a number 2 receiver, not a number 1 receiver. And your number 3 receiver is good to be a number 2 receiver. And so Dallas Wilson is legit. He is a number 1 receiver. And then that makes everyone else better because I think Vernell Brown III is a good second option. So Sturdivant is a good second option. The tight end's not bad. And so that it really changed how the passing offense looks. I think having Wilson play that well.
Yeah, Baugh is a legit running back, and Wilson was maybe the best player on the field.
Yes, I agree.
And he's a freshman. That guy's
I know.
That's an NFL receiver already.
Yes. Yeah. No, looks like it, moves like it, built like it, 6'3", 213 listed from Tampa, Yeah. So legit player. Yes.
My other note here is Florida just whipped him on both lines of scrimmage all game long. Texas offensive line now Florida has some ridiculously large grown men on that defensive line, but Texas is supposed to have the same type of athletes. They just looked outgunned and undermanned on both lines of scrimmage all game.
That's the crazy part because this is not. I mean, it's the same personnel against South Florida and LSU, and it's just they did not look like this before. So it's sort of similar to our UCLA Penn State, review. Go back and listen to that if you haven't listened to that already. That the personnel looks different, even though they're not, right? This is the best the defense has looked. They had 6 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss, and this was not here against South Florida or LSU. So it's surprising that it looks this good against Texas because you're right, Texas is supposed to be really good offensive line.
I wonder if it's some sort of, and this is what we thought about the UCLA game, that the Bruins were just playing free and loose, with nothing to lose. Yeah. Maybe the Florida team came into this game with that sort of feeling. I mean, we don't know why, but there was almost no point of this game where I thought Texas had any chance. It was just one team showed up, and one team exerted their will on the other team, and the other team, Texas, literally it looked like it did not have the personnel to fight back. Which you don't expect from Texas.
No, The note I had here is that Manning looks like a freshman QB. That's what he looks like a first time starter. And with some of the decision making and the and taking the sacks and things like that. And going into this season, that was going to be one of the stories. Is all like the freshmen. There's a lot of young QBs starting everywhere. The guy Carr for Notre Dame looks pretty seasoned compared to Manning, and Carr's a true freshman. You know what I mean? So this is what you normally would have expected for a first time starting QB, and unfortunately, that's what they're getting now, as opposed to the Heisman favorite at the start of the season.
Well, and that's all just namesake and hype. From what I gather, some Heisman voters don't really even pay attention to the games. Like the people who have a Heisman vote aren't necessarily avid college football watchers or fans. It could be journalists who just had it for a long time, who just sort of checked out and don't pay attention anymore. It's a mix of people who probably just like, oh, Manning, I've heard about him. Texas seems to be doing well. He seems to have decent stats, and off it goes, or that kind of thing. So I don't put any weight into that. I think the Heisman's just nonsense. The thing that stuck out here, if we're going to dwell on Manning, is in the fourth quarter. Okay, so they go into the fourth quarter. They're down 2 scores here. Well, actually 15 points, but they come out on 2 successive drives with back-to-back picks. Yeah, and that's that's not going to work. If you're a championship caliber team, that's where, the comeback has to happen, and the comeback doesn't start with two drives ending in picks. Yeah,
you get 2 drives ending in picks, and then you get the Florida next possession was the interception, and you go 3 and out on the next one after that. Like even after they're trying to give it back to you, you know? Yeah.
Speaking of trying to give it back, okay, so I know I opened with, is Napier's good at not getting fired, but boy, at the end of the game, he looked like he was trying to get fired.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call what he was doing. I mean, they were trying to give time back to Texas every which way possible there, and the way he managed that last maybe minute, about 55 a minute or so, it was like, I thought this looked like Cristobal's worst game management gaffes. And I don't know is Napier known for this? I don't have a memory of him being known for botching like in-game decisions like this, but he had used the timeout at the wrong time, then didn't use one when he should, and then somehow inexplicably every decision he made in those last minute or so just kept adding time back on the clock for Texas.
Yeah, and it made it feel like the game was a lot closer than it was, because like you said, it was 2 scores, in the fourth quarter, and after Texas throws the interceptions, like, this should be absolutely a done deal, and it got a lot tighter after that. So yeah, and it's really doesn't have to be like that. It really did feel like a mismanagement.
Yeah, I mean, I think the box score still is closer than it really was. I have a note here. So okay, so for the first 3 quarters, so the fourth quarter, we'll leave it out. The actual difference in yards, Florida had 415 yards, Texas had 160.
Yeah, no, it was huge. It was a real beatdown. That's a great stat. That's what it felt like watching it. Like it never, like you said, it never felt like the Texas was really in it, and and Florida won the time of possession. They all had turnovers. Both teams had turnovers, which is sudden change of momentum, and like maybe we're back in this kind of a thing. But at the end of the day, it was just like you said, you described it perfectly. It's like the Texas offensive line couldn't stop Florida's defensive line, and Florida's offensive line was able to provide pass protection and running the ball. So
yep. And I think the score just looks a little closer because in the fourth quarter, Florida really didn't move the ball or run too many plays.
No.
And Texas, I don't know, put up 150 yards in sort of their desperate attempt to get back into this game, which, Napier's end of game lack of clock management made it look closer than it was. But really, it just, I didn't really, I would have actually at that point, it would have been a huge upset if Texas somehow found a way to tie that game with how dominant Florida was all the way till this point. Like that would have been a tragedy if they blew it.
Yeah, absolutely. And just one random note here, the last note I have on this was that, I don't know if you realize this, but when you and I were at UF, the Vernell Brown II was playing. And so that's his son that's playing on this team now.
Oh boy, we're that old, eh? We're seeing the seconds and thirds now. Like we're
Vernell
seeing
Brown III, and we saw the second.
Wow. I didn't need to be reminded of anything like that.
Yep.
There's a couple of other notes here. The Texas running backs collectively had 15 yards. 15 yards.
Yeah,
like
that Wisner is supposed to be really good. Like, and that's shocking that he had 8 rushes for the Florida defense looked amazing, and the Texas offensive line wasn't making any holes. So it's but like that's a terrible. He's a junior, 6 feet, 194, like good running back, and it's in 11 carries, 8 yards, or 8 attempts, 11 yards. One of the
8 carries, 11 yards.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Both numbers are embarrassing.
Two crappy
Doesn't matter
numbers.
what the number is.
No.
Yeah, and then Manning 15 carries for 37 yards. Their entire run offense is just him scrambling for his life.
Yes.
And the total run yards for Texas is 52 yards.
Yeah, really
This is
bad.
not a national championship caliber team. This is an 8-4 team, maybe.
Yeah.
If this is what they have, I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like. I think they have Georgia. This team's not beating Georgia looking like this.
Next week they got Oklahoma. So
they're not beating Oklahoma looking like this. I don't care if Mateer's not playing.
Yeah,
as long as Manning is playing, Texas isn't going to. If this is what Texas is going to show up and look like, and I think Oklahoma's defense is every bit as good as Florida's, if not. Well, I don't want to say better, at least as good, maybe better, but it's good. Oklahoma's defense is legit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because it's Oklahoma next week, at Kentucky the week after that, which isn't. You don't just go into the big check-in line at Kroger and come out with a win like that. If they struggle with that one, then this is going to be really bad, because then they've also got Vandy and Georgia and Texas A&M on their schedule too. So
Vandy will be tougher than you expect.
Yeah,
Georgia, I think
at Georgia is going to be.
I
really
don't know
tough.
how they're going to do that.
No.
And then is
Texas
it at A&M?
No, it's they Texas host them, but still, like that.
Still.
Texas A&M looks like they're coming rounding into form. They're 5-0 right now.
Like one more loss and their best outcomes 9-3. I mean, maybe they're already on the outside looking in from the playoffs with one more loss.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I mean, just to further the dominance here, third down efficiency 3 for 11. Texas, but Florida was 7 for 14. That's like 50% on third down.
Yeah.
Total yards 457 to 341, which. It was worse, way worse than that.
For most of the game, yeah.
For most of the game, half of Texas yards came in desperation at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Rushing 52 to 159. 52 is just pathetic, especially when 15 from the running backs.
Yeah.
Penalties, Texas, as per usual, 10 penalties, 70 yards. This team, at this point, I expect them to be better than this, but they're not. They were just taking stupid penalties, procedural penalties. Like, I mean, part of it is that line couldn't hold up against Florida's defensive line. But this was plaguing them all last year. Penalties killing themselves, especially on offense, especially in the other team's red zone. They were killing themselves all last year, and they still haven't cleaned up the penalties. And that's another thing you expect from a top 10 team that might have a shot at the championship. You don't expect them to be getting 10 penalties a game. That's just it's not how a championship team should be performing. And then time of possession, Florida held the ball for 34 minutes and Texas 26, so they just got dominated there too. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think the score betrays how bad of a beating this really was.
Yeah. No, and it comes back to your point too, where I'm like, I don't know where this team was earlier, because this team played completely different against South Florida and LSU. So I don't understand. Yeah. And Napier is a magician for, hiding it when it's there, apparently in plain sight, and then bringing it out so he doesn't get fired.
You know that they only have one conference loss, and now it's just LSU, right? So, yep. And now they have the win and tiebreak over Texas. So, as weird as this sounds, Florida's not out of it for the SEC.
No,
one conference loss shouldn't necessarily eliminate you from the championship game anymore in conference.
No, it won't. And it's again, the schedule's horrendous. It's at Texas A&M next week, which is going to be tough. Mississippi State, Georgia, Kentucky, at Ole Miss, Tennessee still. So that's their.
I mean, I'm not saying they're going to run the table or anything.
No, but you're right. It is surprising that after the loss to South Florida, lost to LSU, lost to Miami, they at that point, if you said that they still have their control of their own destiny, no one would have believed you, but they do now.
It just doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
But winning this game, they do. I mean. As long as they keep winning, they do. And unless, I guess I guess there are a few undefeateds right now in conference. Like Bama's undefeated in conference. I mean, the conference is just starting. Not too many people even have two in conference games at this point.
Right.
So they're. I mean, and technically, what is Texas? They've just 0-1
They're
in
0-1
conference
in
too.
conference. Yeah, 3-2 overall. Ole Miss is 3-0 in conference, 5-0
Right.
overall, and then there's a lot of 2-0s, 1-0s, 2s, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia's already lost a conference game, so it's I wonder if what's going on is a sign of NIL and transfer portal starting to even out the playing field.
Yeah, I just also think they're really hard schedules, and there's a lot of good teams in the conference.
But that's what I mean. There's a lot of good teams because of NIL and the portal. Like there's
I would have thought
No,
I agree with you, but it's just that before when they had the East and the West, you would only you were guaranteed to play some teams that weren't good and some teams that were better. And so having it where it's sort of wide open like this, it's the fact that you could play sort of 5 ranked SEC teams in a schedule is unusual. So,
well, I didn't like the division setup. I like the fact that it mixes it up and you can actually play different teams.
No,
what was it in 8 or 9 years? Georgia's never played at A&M.
Yeah, which is weird, but it's
stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the purist would say because one of the traditional Georgia games is not on their schedule now when they have to. So, but I agree with you. Just having this is better, but it does mean that there's. I mean, right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ranked teams in the SEC. So that's a tough.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
It's a tough conference.
But also at this time of the year, rankings are. We'll see. We got a ways to go for those rankings to truly shake themselves out. And after this weekend, we've obviously seen teams who started the season ranked way higher than they should have been.
Yeah, or not ranked enough, like Virginia.
Oh,
where did that team come from?
New addition to the
there you
go.
To
the collection.
Not
nice. It's pretty sweet. I like this.
The 2 stripes.
The 2 stripes one on, and then they've got the one
just the
on
number. There you go.
Yeah, but the way the wall is set up, we'll get the logo side.
Yeah,
so that's pretty nice.
3-0 in conference, 5-1 overall.
Pretty nice to add to the collection. I think I need to add a shirt too because I think they're going to keep winning. They just look fantastic.
Yeah,
they just look like a tough team.
I need to change up some of my wardrobe too because I think I don't have a Texas Tech. I think we're going to need to talk about them. So
yeah. They're on the wall right now too.
Anyway,
okay, well, did you get all?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, did you get all your points?
I did. Yeah,
I think so too. Just we'll see what happens moving forward. Again, this weekend after the Penn State and after this game, I don't know what to think about. Clearly, my thoughts of what was going to happen were way off. So this is good. I like the chaos.
Yeah, I'm surprising how inconsistent some of this stuff is. Everyone thought for the longest time Penn State and Texas were going to be really good, and it's just surprising for them to have games like this.
Yeah, it's very surprising. All right. Well, we know. Okay, so we know our channel's small, and we will be watching football again next week. We hope you're here to watch with us, and we hope we earned your like and subscribe. So for Jeff Dover, I'm John Barbin, and that's your Saturday versus Sunday podcast.